picks of the day are still really important in driving people towards watching your programs. You need to think about it at the beginning of the production process. So you need to think about photos, words, clips. The most important thing is to make sure your teams go out and get the right sort of photos which are going to work for listings, pictures. Those are the sort of photos that tell the story of the program and will work when they're shrunk down to sort of an inch and a half square. So you need to make sure your crews really know what sort of images they need to go and come back with. The other thing you need to do is to have the right sort of words which are going to work for previews. So you need to ensure that you've got billings, your press information, which is an extended sort of synopsis of the program, and that is all complied with the broadcaster and they're happy, and that goes out to the previewers to help get them interested in selling the program. And then the other thing to think about is clips. You'll probably have clips as part of the deliverables of your contract. You need to make sure again that you've identified the sort of clips that you are happy with and that the broadcaster will be happy with, which really help sell the program. The other key thing is timing, to make sure that those deliverables, so the photos, the press information and the clips are all with the broadcaster at least, I would say, 2 weeks in advance of transmission, a bit more. And then finally, to build into your edit schedule enough time to get, ideally, the finished program with the broadcaster so that it's uploaded onto their system and available to previewers from about 2 weeks out of TX. I think if you're working on a controversial program and you're likely to be caught in a potential media storm, the obvious advice is planning and mitigation. That you have worked with the production team as a whole, with the broadcaster, and that includes obviously the press team with the broadcaster, with the commissioning editor, and with the lawyers, to make sure you're absolutely aware of what you may need to do. You've got everything prepared, you've got lines ready, you've got questions and answers, and that you've briefed everybody who may be a spokesperson to deal with the issue. Ideally, you don't get caught in a media storm, that you've mitigated against it through potentially placing an article in advance, explaining the rationale for the programme, or just making sure that everybody is aware of what they need to do to try and keep out of the media spotlight. Having a dedicated publicist means that you get through to the people you need to get through more easily, whether that's the previewers, that they're used to dealing with particular publicists, so they know when a piece of press information comes through to them, they can trust it, that it's an accurate reflection of the programme that they're previewing, or dealing with contacts at the traditional media, so setting up feature interviews with talent or creating news stories. You're used to dealing with journalists and you can get what you need to get across fairly quickly. And that you're also able to set up interviews, broadcast interviews, for instance, getting your talent on Breakfast or One Show or something else. So it's usually quicker and easier if you've got a publicist on board rather than trying to do it yourself. That you can get straight through to the person you need to find rather than spending an hour ringing around to try and find the best person.